Hello everyone, a heartily welcome to you all. I hope you all had an awesome day and thank you for joining me in another, perhaps a different kind of spotlight in Hearts of Iron 4. This time I'm not going to play it, I'm going to review the spotlight. Yep, the mod, well you can see it already, is called G.E.S.H.E.F.T 2. So, GESHEFT, which actually means, well, company on German, but that's not the point of the mod here. The mod is called G.E.S.H.E.F.T 2 full. A link is as always down below in the description. And G.E.S.H.E.F.T 2 stands for Grand Expansion of Ships, Historical Equipment, Focuses and Technologies. It's continued, that's why there's the 2 full at the end. As always, go sure to check the mod out. If you like it, leave it a like and subscribe to it, and perhaps add it to your favorites if you think it's a really great mod. So, according to the description, G.E.S.H.E.F.T 2 Grand Expansion of Ships, Historical Equipment, Focuses and Technologies is a continuation attempt of my previous mod G.E.S.H.E.F.T, which is a step in between vanilla and hardcore equipment mods like BlackICE. It adds up new equipment to tech tree, such as amphibious tanks, armored cars and heavy artillery, as well as in-depth time. Most of the trees go up to at least the 1980s. So if you want to play a mod for, if you want to play this game for up to the 1980s, you won't be disappointed here. So, features, let's take it. Well, first off, I have to say you can choose from 2 scenarios. First one being the basic gathering stump scenario, so nothing special here, just the basic vanilla one. And in the newly made one, but you shouldn't do this because it's still in development. It doesn't have a proper name and it doesn't have a proper excuse me, it doesn't have a proper name and it doesn't have a proper description yet. Therefore, I would not suggest you to use this. For example, the problem is that these countries do not belong to the Soviet Union, to their sphere of influence, although they did. So this mod, this scenario is far away from being complete, so don't choose this. Choose the Gathering Storm one instead. So, well, this mod is primarily based for the Soviet Union, although it's, let's see, in the mod description it says, for example, first of all, the mod focuses on the USSR, how I said, then USA as major Cold War participants. So, it mainly focuses on the USSR, and after that the USA. So let's take a look to the USSR tech tree first, and then perhaps to the US one if we have time left. So let's get into the game, into the Soviet Union. There we go. So I'm going to work my way down on the features. So the features tech tree. So the tech tree is the thing which mainly changed. So infantry. Expanded infantry equipment branch. A few more rifles and infantry AT weapons. So let's take a look to that. Yeah, this branch here looks completely new, at least restructured. You all know how the vanilla weapons and equipment path looks like it's going from left to right. Here it's going from top to bottom, so that's a different thing, which I like, to be honest. You start from 1918 and you go all the way down to the year 1985. But having heavy gaps here, so but still at least you have something to research at that time. That's quite a bit, undoubtedly. You can get the AK-74. You can get the AK-74, and you start with the well, World War I weapon M189130. So let's compare their stats just to show how strong they are. For example, yeah, defense is 20, 56, soft attack is just 3, and here you have 20. But the production cost is 5 times higher as well of the AK-74. But the breakthrough is 2 and 15, but that's, yeah, comparing old weapons with new weapons. So, clearly worth researching them. You can work your way down to the AVS-36, to the SVT-40, to the SKS, which most of the Balkan players should know here, with a nice defense ratio of 34. Going all the way down to the AK, which got invented in 1950, then the AKM in 1960, and then the AK-74 in 1975. Well, this is the motorized tree, the mobile infantry it says. You start off with the GESHEFT truck, which unlocks a motorized battalion for you as well. You can choose from two paths here. You can either go for the mechanized infantry, the GESHEFT. That's, yeah, slightly higher in production as well. I think that is still motorized infantry, that isn't mechanized. And mechanized, oh yeah, you can either, oh, what I really like is, apparently you can stick either with motorized or go the right path and get mechanized battalions. So, let's see. Expanded motorized and mechanized equipment. Non-motorized units get modern trucks. Regular mechanized are upgraded with APC, BTRs, and new heavy mechanized units get IFV and BMPs. So there you see the mechanized path expand up to the year 1975, or you can go to the motorized path that was. Here's the mechanized path, starting off with the TR4 mechanized infantry, which is comparably stronger than your motorized counterpart, which well makes sense as well. Then you can get the TB42, the B3, and then work your way up to the BTR80 or the BMP2, which costs 24 or 6 each in production. So the BMP2 is a kind of tank. Yeah, it has armor, defense, and breakthrough. Yeah, that's far away. So you can get this in the year 1985. BTR, the heavy BTRs or the light BTRs. You have a choice. You can first make a choice from the year 1950. Let's see, tweaked special infantry branches. So these special branches have been tweaked apparently. Okay, well you can still choose from mountain infantry, paratroopers or marines. Yeah, I think just the soft attack and organization values have been tweaked here. Yeah. Alright, well, let's see, the next change is on armor. Modern light tank equipment added. Let's take a look to the modern light tank equipment. Light tanks are always in the left path. Yeah, so you can go up to the PT-76 in the year 1950. You also have, well, compared to the vanilla, a new path. You have the armored cars. So you can get, you already start off with the interwar armored cars. You can research early armored cars, improved armored cars, and then the modern armored car, which is just the armored car. Yeah. Then light tanks have been added here. Okay. I think these two are light tanks, but this is just the improved version. Let's, for example, compare the T60 with the T40. Oh, the T40 is actually an amphibious tank. Excuse me. Yeah. So here you have light tanks. You have the T26, BT7, T60, and PT-76. And then, other than that, 3 more MBTs and sub-equipment have been added up to 1980. 3 more MBTs. Yeah, the normal MBT path ends here, I think. Ends here. Or actually it ends here with the T54. So the vanilla tank tree path ended here. But you can research the T62, T72, and then the T80. T62 in 1962, the T72 in 1974, and the T80 then in 1980. Their stats are quite nice. One tank has a breakthrough, 1 battalion of 138. If you compare to the T54, that's quite an improvement from 84 to 138, but the production costs increases as well, with nearly doubling the construction cost of the T80 compared to the T54. But it's worth it. Yeah, it has a really high speed as well. It's combining heavy tanks armor, firepower, and with medium tanks mobility. That's what MET stands for. Main battle tanks. Heavy tanks proved to be fatal in the, I think, Egyptian-Israeli war. That's why METs have been invented, and yeah, heavy tanks just died out. Alright, then you have the amphibious tanks here, which you will need to, well, navally invade countries, because tanks will get a heavy penalty. They already have a heavy penalty. If you want to do naval invasions with tanks, this is the path you have to research. Then sport tabs. Shuffled. You also have here glider tanks here, with which you can use to parachute units off. Then sport tabs. Shuffled non-motorized sport units up to 1918 date, so default divisions might be equipped with more types of sport units. Here you can see a change in the path, I think. It's 1918, so in 1918 you will already start with Engineer Company, Recon Company, and with the military police as the Soviet Union. You can at once research the Maintenance Company, the Field Hospital, Logistics Company, and then the Signal Company as well. It's a reshufflement. Like you start off with more sport companies in the beginning of the game. Excuse me for 1 second, please. Oh, sorry, if you ask yourself why is he taking cuts for 10 seconds, it's because I'm ill and I have to clean my nose. Alright, so then let's continue. Artillery tab. Heavy artillery tree now evolves out of regular artillery tree, so that's interesting. Let's take a look at that. Here we see. Yeah, the artillery path goes all the way up to 1985. Yeah, the regular artillery tree is here. I think where's the heavy one artillery? There you go, yeah. If you got the 76mm US artillery, you can also get the 122mm M30 artillery. Well, that's actually worth getting, because its production cost is only 2 more, so that's quite nice, I think. Yeah, I would rather get the heavy one than the medium interwar one if I would play as the Soviet Union. I will have the M30 heavy artillery. So this is what evolves out. Same for goes for here. You have to get the 76mm GESHEFT medium artillery first, and after that you can get the 152mm D1 heavy artillery with considerably better stats as well. So I would go for the heavy one here as well. Yeah, mobility isn't a problem for both, how you can see, so keep that in mind. Alright, they only cost more in terms of production, so more tungsten. I mean, resources as the Soviet Union shouldn't be a problem, because you have everything except rubber in high quantities. Then, AA artillery evolves into heavy SAMs. So let's see AA, that is the air path. You can also get naval anti-air, which improves your carrier, battleship, battlecruiser, light cruiser, light destroyer, and submarine anti-air efficiency. That's the interwar naval AA. Then you still get the 25mm 72K, after that the 37mm 61K, and here where is the SAMs? The SAMs you get after you got the 85mm 52K, you get the 2K 12 Cup. Yeah, these are the SAMs. This is the first SAM of the Soviet Union, firstly introduced in the year 1960. If we compare its statistics, let's see. The SAMs, they have a twice as higher air attack, but they cost higher in production as well, both in cost and in material. Their defense soft attack breakthrough value is same. Actually, hard attack and piercing is way worse. That's what SAMs is. SAMs are direct, like anti-air could be used against tanks as well in the Second World War, but SAMs could not. That's why that's difference here. So you suffer with the hard attack and piercing value for a slightly higher anti-air attack value. Let's see. That's the last of it, anti-air. Then AT artillery evolves into ATGMs. Let's see, that's the anti-tank path. You start off with the 45mm 19K, you get to the 57mm GESHEFT. After some improvements, you get the 100mm BS3. Let's compare its values first. You can see the 100mm you can get in the year 1943. It's certainly better in terms of hard attack and piercing than the first one, of course. So after the 100mm BS3, you get the 9K MM Malyutka in 1960. If you compare its stats, the this like is a ATGM, so it carries a rocket on it. Defense value is the same with 4%. Hard attack is 6 higher. Soft attack is the same, but piercing is around 72 higher as well. Reliability is the same, and production costs is costs 4 higher as well. This is the ATGM, which evolves from the AT Tank 3. After that, what do we have? We have the AirTap. Jet aircrafts in all varieties from MiG-9 to F-22 and F-35. Yeah, so I think we have more colorful pictures as well, which I really like. We have colorful pictures, precise pictures of Soviet planes. So the real planes part starts here. You can go all the way up to 2000, getting the Pak-Da, Pak-Fa and the Su-39. Your first jet fighter will be the MiG-9. The MiG-9, you can research in 1945 when you got jet engines. After that, the MiG-15, MiG-21, MiG-29 and the MiG-35. Let's complete the Pak-Fa. Pak-Fa is really expensive in production, but you can only get this in the year 2000. The max speed is 2600. Range 4000 kilometers, air defense 132. If we compare the Su-39, which is a ground close-air sport, with Pak-Fa, you should see some differences. The Pak-Fa and MiG-21, Su-39. Air defense is certainly, well, bad. Actually, yeah, quite bad. Pak-Fa has around 5 times higher air defense. Range is worse, air attack is worse with the Su-39. But production cost is twice as low. It's the only good thing it gets is a slightly higher naval attack, but a far, well, 40%, 80% better ground attack. So yeah, 160. I would rather get the Pak-Fa if I would have to choose, because the Pak-Fa is simply better in both aspects, especially in the range as well. But that isn't all. If we go to the right side, we can also see helicopters. So heavy bombers, advanced strategic bombers. You can get the Pak-Da with strategic bombing of 256, which when we compare to the first plane is actually, yeah, nearly 100 times better. But I mean, that should make sense. Therefore, range is 11,000 kilometers. So with this airplane, with the Pak-Da, you could bomb from Moscow, I think, all the way to Washington, or from this province all the way to the USA. So bombing even the USA shouldn't be a problem with these bombers as the Soviet Union or as Russia. Like history. Let's see. AirTap Special Interceptor branch for MiG-25 and A-12 needs. So where is the interceptor here? Interceptor, the MiG-25. Here we go. MiG-25. That's the interceptor points. Interceptor, yeah, the descriptions are not finished yet, but the interceptor, yeah, it can only go for air supremacy and interception, while the MiG-23 can go for both. So yeah, range is 2,200 kilometers, quite a bit. You can only get them from 1965. Then, transport planes are actual tanks, no more DC-3 in 1970s. That makes sense. But if transport planes, you first get them in the lead 2, you have to get them actually. After that you go all the way to the Ilyushin 76 planes, let's compare them. Their range is quite higher, manpower, max speed. Alright, so there we have. Yeah, transport planes simply give you a higher range. Other than that, everything else stays same. Yeah, since transport planes, well, do not have any weapons, which makes sense as well. Only the speed is slightly different, because they are simply just transport planes without any weapons mounted on them. Keep that in mind. Then we have helicopters. Air assault battalions are fast-moving infantry, and attack helicopters are some useful sport units. You can get the Me-4 helicopter, the first one in 1960, with nice stats. You can go all the way down. I think, what's the difference of these helicopters? These are transport and these are attack. Transport with attack, let's compare them, Me-8 with the Me-28. The attack helicopter, well, costs, okay, 5 more, but that's not much. You have a higher defense, higher breakthrough, higher hardness, higher soft attack, higher speed as well, higher hard attack and higher piercing. So I would clearly go for the attack helicopter instead of the transport ones. But I think, I'm not sure if you can transport units with these, I'm not sure about that. It tells in the name though. So I don't know, maybe. And then, rocketry type is useful. You can develop space flight, boosting research, and powerful ICBMs. So let's see the rocketry tab in the engineering. Yep, that's quite thoroughly well made. It's also going all the way down to 1975. Yeah. You start off with the experimental rockets, you work your way down to rocket engines. Then you can choose from many branches, for example the Cas-1 Cometa, R7, R16, RT-23, and then the R-62, which is a guided missile equipment. It's like one use, I think. Yeah, strategic bombing is 12k, so that's one use missile. You get one, you shoot it, after that you can't use it anymore. That's quite nice. So the Germans, I'm not sure if they got their famous rocket there. Yeah, but to get that, it says 1942, but don't think you can get that early. You need hydrogen bombs to get these, so don't think you can get them that early. The mod developer made things historical. Not easy. Then you can go for satellites, which will grant you a boost in research time, manned space flight, multi-cruise spaceships, moon landing in 1973, space stations, and then the interplanetary probes in, I think, 2000s, yeah. Let's see, it would be nice, I think, to get a flyby event for the first country who actually invented moon landing. Will it be the Soviet Union or the USA? You can find that out while playing this on your own. Then, the next thing is radars. Radars have ship FCS subtext. They do. So, to be honest, I never used radars, but they prove useful now. You got a better carrier, battleship, battlecruiser, heavy cruiser, and light cruiser surface detection with the surface search radar. Then you can get air warning radar, which gives you a plus 50% improvement for carrier, battleship, battlecruiser, heavy cruiser, and light cruiser anti-air strength. And then the fire control radar in 1940, which gives you a plus 25% firepower for carrier, battleships, battlecruisers, heavy cruisers, and light cruisers. After that, you get the modern centimetric radar, which starting from 1963 increase your anti-air and strength capabilities and increase you to even build 10 radars in just one state. So that's slight overkill, if you ask me, to build 10 radars in one state. But okay. Then nuclear technologies have more depth. I like it. I like it that they have more depth. Because historically you simply didn't have the hydrogen bomb. You had to develop the first bomb, first factories, and then go forward. So then atomic research, nuclear research labs, and then you get the isotope separation, which enables you to build nuclear reactors, but only state level 1. After that, you can build new nuclear reactors, so you can build them from this level already, but what increases is the state level. I don't know why. Well, I think it would make sense if you would need more nuclear reactors to build bombs, because in my opinion, you needed way too less nuclear reactors to build bombs in the vanilla game, so that's maybe why it requires a higher level. You can actually get nuclear bombs starting from 1938, but actually I think that's wrong because we are 1936, but it says it's 8 years ahead of time, so this part would have to get moved a bit because that's not fitting it. Like hydrogen bombs are 15 years away, but you can get them apparently in 1941, so... Oh, never mind. Please excuse me, I forgot this right path here, so never mind here. You can get nuclear bombs in 1944, that's correct. Then you can get hydrogen bombs in 1951, that's correct as well, alright. Fission bomb in 1945. I'm not sure, I don't think the Americans used fission bombs against the Japanese, I think they used nuclear bombs. Yeah. But you can build your first factory already in the year 1940. Yep. And you can start with the atomic research already in 1936, so quite early. Then the industry tab is mostly untouched as of now, but medicine branch was added. So yeah, this path is currently still untouched. I think it may just get expanded into 2000 maybe. That's untouched. Yeah, the medicine path have been added. Early pharmacology you can start off with. which gives you a higher recruitable population and a lower attrition for your troops. You can go all the way down for mass penicillin production for 2% recruitable power gain, but only in the year 1943. So this is the tech tree. I hope you enjoyed the spotlight. Let's see what else. Events. USSR now has choice in political leaders out of 3 political candidates, which all have unique portraits. What if Beria took over after the death of Stalin? What if Romanov rose to power instead of Gorbachev, returning to neo-Stalinism? So, well, that's interesting, but to get this you would have to apply all the way up to 1980 or even 1953, which I never did. I never played more than, I think, 6 years in Hazard Island 4, and 6 years is even more than my average, so, but you can do that. So, other US elections are WIP at this point. Any help will be appreciated. Map. Some provinces tossed around so that post-World War II borders are better simulated. I think, for example, these provinces are tossed around. Yeah, so you can establish the older, nice line against Germany. Yeah, like it's separated into West Prussia and East Prussia, so Russia can get Königsberg, while Poland will be able to get West Preußen then. And Bialystok as well, so the Poles can get historical borders compared to the Soviet Union after the war is done. Then other Soviet, US, German, Japanese and some other ROBs remade to be more historically accurate. That's actually ROB. I don't know what ROB is, I'm sorry. Yeah, then motorized artillery are added as unit types. That's nice, we can take a look to that, but we would have to research it, I think. Yeah. The other battalions, they are made in depth as well. For example, which makes sense, is that the Soviet infantry divisions they start off with also a light tank battalion, which, to be honest, doesn't make any sense strategically and tactically, because light tanks only were slow, because all of the other units just slow light tanks down, but that's the Soviets, well, tactics before the Wehrmacht invaded them. After that, they developed the same tactics that the Germans had. Therefore, they won the war against the Germans. Then, minor nations aren't allowed to spam divisions, limiting them to 20 except for China and Poland. Well, that's interesting. Better fitting flavor icons and names for equipment. Let's actually take a look to the limiting, how well it works. They aren't allowed to spam divisions. Well, that makes sense. For example, Hungary, they have, how many divisions? They have 16. Well, could they, like, get more? Let's take control of Hungary, for example. Train. Oh, well, they can get more, but it's limited. I don't know how exactly it's limited, to be honest. Okay. Have the AI use this limitation. Then, better fighting flavor icons and names for equipment. Corps commanders can now command only 12 divisions, Field Marshal 36. So this is a major change. Only 36. If you take a look, you can't like assign a whole army to one Field Marshal, which was well doable in the base game, but isn't doable now. For example, here, GESHEFT can only control 12, so would have would have to produce efficient divisions and have many separate armies, therefore increasing the difficulty level of the game. Field Marshals can only contain up to 36, for example, Mikhail Tverchevsky. Yeah, then Cold War. So, the game can also enter the Cold War scenario. The Cold War is activated when one of 3 potential superpowers, USA, USSR and Germany, is either annexed or puppeted. Historically, the Cold War will start when Germany is annexed or puppeted, like it did in history, and people tend to avoid further bloodshed, so military industry is reduced in favor in civilian ones. So after the World War is done, you will greatly use your military factories as well. Then, more to be done. Join the project now. So if you want to join the project, feel free to do so. Link is always down below in the description. Plus you have many new events. Don't forget already that the mod is only in the 0.1 version. So yeah, you can join the mods developers and help them improving the mods. Let's just see first a view to the US. The US, well, they have of course other names for their rockets and their tanks. They have the M60 Patton and M1 Abrams. So American fighter is mainly complete as well. Also, both countries have ships, well, newer ships as well. Nimitz class battleship, Long Beach class battle cruiser, etc. There you go. Then airplanes, of course. What would be the USA without the F-22 or the A-10 C-10 Thunderbolt or the B-2 strategic bomber? That's the American equipment. Also custom American planes, so you could also gain a complete unique experience as America with the AH-67 Apache. Or who doesn't know the AH-67 Apache's place? Then the German Reich, do they have something custom yet? If you see they're down, so yeah, only the Americans and Soviets benefited from them. They have everything too, but they don't have names for it yet, which will be added in the future. So playing either as the Soviet Union or as America would be in your priority here, mainly as the Soviet Union, because they also have custom events. So I should end this spotlight here. Thank you all for watching it. I hope if you are interested, download the mod and try it out. I'm Sacred and I'm out. Have a good day to you all and see you next time. Goodbye and have a nice day.